So there's something alluring about supercars, whether it's modern design, true power under the hood, or the fact that a price tag can buy a building. These exotic machines are a dream for many, but for others they quickly turn into a nightmare. Supercars aren't just fast. Sometimes they stop suddenly, often in unfortunate and exciting ways. And as sad as it sounds to see millions of dollars stuffed into scrap heaps, but there's something undeniably fascinating about these high-speed disasters. So brace yourself as we make our way through jaw-droppingly expensive supercar accidents, which breaks our wallets and hearts. We started crashing more like an embarrassing skid in a pond, a Bugatti Veyron. So fast it can go to 60 in 2.5 seconds isn't a high-speed chase, but it's the swamp-filled lakes that fill the fortunes. In 2009, the Texas man drove the $2 million, yes, you read that right, $2 million Bugatti, and he claimed that he swerved to avoid the Pelican as a result. His beloved supercar gradually disappeared. Floating in the Salt Lake, the incident shows the Bugatti barely crawling at the time, making it one of the slowest and most painful crashes in supercar history. It's hard to feel bad for someone who drives around in a car worth more than most people's lifetime savings. But hey, at least the Pelican's fine. The Ferrari Enzo is one of the most iconic supercars ever. Limited to just 400 units, it's the kind of car you don't drive carelessly. You take care of it, unless you're Steven Eriksson. California was the perfect place to push his $2.6 million Ferrari Enzo to its limits. In 2006, Eriksson was accused of being under the influence of alcohol and losing control of his Ferrari while going 162 miles an hour. The impact caused the car to split into two pieces. Debris was scattered along the Pacific Coast Highway. Amazingly, Eriksson walked away from the accident with minor injuries. But what about the Enzo? Suppose it didn't happen that way. Repair notice? Non-existent. The Enzo collapsed, leaving only one remaining piece of automotive history on the planet. In 2014, a Ferrari 458 Spider found itself at the center of a notorious crash in California that left car enthusiasts shaking their heads. The incident occurred during a weekend outing with a driver eager to showcase the car's impressive performance to friends accelerated down a busy road. In a moment of reckless ambition, the driver attempted to navigate a sharp corner at high speed but lost control. The Ferrari spun wildly, slamming into a light pole before coming to a halt, its beautiful red exterior crumpled and marred. Witnesses described the sound of screeching tires followed by a loud crash, drawing a crowd of onlookers and photographers. While the driver only suffered minor injuries, the damage to the $250,000 supercar was extensive, leading to its swift removal by a tower. This incident became a cautionary tale about the dangers of speed and the importance of responsible driving, even in the most luxurious vehicles. When you own one of the fastest cars in the world, you need a driver who can handle it. Unfortunately for the Koenigsegg, when they lent their $4.7 million CCX to the crew at Top Gear, the show's infamous Stig, no, not that one, just a mass stunt driver, couldn't keep it on the track. During a test lap, the Stig lost control of the CCX, sending it spinning off the track and into a tire wall. The good news, the CCX lived to see another day, albeit with a lot more dents and scraps. The bad news, the team at Top Gear had to modify the car with a rear spoiler to stop it from misbehaving again. Let's be honest, no one looks at a car worth $4.7 million and thinks, needs a bigger wing. In 2012, the Aston Martin 177, one of the world's rarest supercars, was involved in a dramatic crash during a luxury car rally in South Africa. Valued at approximately $1.8 million, the 177 boasted a stunning design and a powerful 7.3-liter V12 engine. While navigating a winding road, the driver lost control, misjudging a sharp turn. The car veered off the road, collided with a guardrail, resulting in extensive damage to the front and rear. Spectators gasped as the sleek carbon fiber body crumpled, leaving a trail of debris scattered across the asphalt. Thankfully, the driver emerged with only minor injuries, but the crash served as a sobering reminder of the risks associated with high-performance vehicles. The incident highlighted not only the beauty and power of the 177, but also the need for caution, even among experienced drivers. The wrecked supercar became a cautionary tale in the automotive community. When it comes to rare supercars, the Pagani Zonda is in a league of its own. With only 25 Zonda F models ever made, it's not something you'd expect to see crumpled up on the side of the road. But that's exactly what happened in mid-2009, when a driver in Hong Kong lost control of his $1.4 million Zonda F and plowed into the highway barriers. The crash was brutal, but somehow the car was salvaged and repaired. Fast forward to 2017, and the same Zonda F met its end in another crash. This time, it was completely totaled with no hope of repair. Maybe the third time would have been the charm, but it seems that car just had a date with destiny twice. The Porsche Carrera GT's got a reputation for being as dangerous as it is beautiful. Sadly, this was the car involved in the crash that took the life of Paul Walker in 2013. Worth around $450,000, the Carrera GT is notoriously difficult to handle, with no stability control and a mid-engine design that needs expert-level driving skills. In the crash, Walker's friend, Roger Rodas, was driving at high speed when he lost control, crashing into a tree. The car blew up on impact, leading to a tragedy that shook the automotive and film world. Though this crash isn't humorous, it's a sobering reminder that supercars, while exhilarating, come with their share of risks. If you thought Lamborghinis were fire on wheels, you'd be right, literally. In 2016, a Lamborghini Aventador worth around $400,000 went up in flames on a Cali highway. The driver was apparently revving the engine a bit too much, as one does when they own a Lamborghini, when suddenly the rest of the car ignited. Now, as glorious as supercar exhaust notes are, they're not supposed to sound like a firecracker. The flames engulfed the Aventador, leaving nothing but a scorched skeleton of carbon fiber and charred dreams. The lesson here? Maybe don't treat the gas pedal like a flamethrower trigger. What happens when you take a Porsche Carrera GT, add some tuning magic, and slap a Gembala badge on it? You get the Gembala Mirage GT, an even faster, more expensive version of an already wild car. In 2020, one of these rare beasts, worth over $1 million, made headlines in the Big Apple. The owner lost control in Manhattan and smashed into parked cars before finally coming to a stop. The kicker? The driver then tried to drive away, despite leaving a trail of destruction behind. Needless to say, the police were not impressed, and the Mirage GT3's joyride ended in a heap of expensive repairs and legal troubles. Even the most careful drivers aren't immune to disaster, especially when navigating the tight streets of London in a supercar. In 2016, a Ferrari LaFerrari, a hypercar worth $1.5 million, was involved in a low-speed crash in the upscale area of Knightsbridge. As the driver attempted to squeeze the 950 horsepower hybrid beast through traffic, he accidentally clipped a Volkswagen. Now, if you're going to crash into something, a Volkswagen is probably the least intimidating vehicle out there. But when your car costs 10 times more than the other vehicle, the irony, the repair bill too, becomes painfully obvious. The LaFerrari sustained damage to its front bumper, while the Golf came out relatively unscathed. Both drivers were fine, but the Ferrari owner was likely left red-faced, realizing that even in the world of supercars, a humble Volkswagen can still ruin your day and your bank account. The cost of the repairs? Likely more than a brand new Volkswagen itself. So, supercars are marvels of engineering. They're symbols of luxury, and also, at times, they are high-speed wrecking balls. While these crashes are often heart-wrenching for car enthusiasts and wallet-wrenching for owners, yet they serve as a reminder that with great horsepower comes great responsibility. Whether it's a Bugatti taking a slow dive into a lake or a Lambo turning into a bonfire, these stories highlight the unpredictable nature of life when you're behind the wheel of a car that's worth more than a small country. So, next time you're tempted to put the hammer to the jammer, just remember, sometimes the most expensive thing on the road isn't the car, it's the repair bill. We are committed to releasing 3 vids a week. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more luxury videos.